And we are recording, Mr. Mo.
Yo, what's up, man?
Do you need to blow your nose? Are you good? You
No,
sick?
but
All good?
I had this cough. Man, I've been like, I feel like I'm like the walking plague. And then I drank so much anyway, but I've been drinking more lately, so I'm like, I can't fall asleep.
I don't think that's the best medicine. You know, even though
Well,
I know like Robitussin used to have like cocaine and fucking mushrooms and shit in it or everything.
but, I just got back from urgent
It
care.
doesn't work.
She's like, I'm gonna prescribe an inhaler, and I wanted to be like, fuck you, and you're a fucking I don't want that. I want the good stuff. Give me some confidence and codeine.
Come on, baby. I sucks your dicks.
Yeah.
And that's why Simo got kicked out of the pediatrics ward.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the FratChat Podcast.
All young men like three things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcast and time. It's the FratChat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Simo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
Yo, what's up, man? How are you?
I am living the dream.
Yeah.
I'm finally able to fit into my old Moonlife tank over here.
Oh, congratulations.
I haven't worn this one in a while. This is an OG. And my summer tan's going nice and strong. So I finally look like my
Oh,
people. It's been great. Ice has been heckling me nonstop everywhere I go. It's
oh,
fantastic. I
that's the
finally feel like I'm
dream.
like myself again.
I want to be tan enough so that ice heckles me.
It's wonderful. They sent me to this
Sounds
place
nice.
and didn't give me any water for 3 days. And then they were like, oh, sorry, man. And they just like broke my rib and left me out in the street. Good times. Good times.
That's how I know that Donald Trump's not a racist because he goes tanning.
That's right. That's
Like he
right.
couldn't. Not my Donald. No, not him.
My Donald.
No way. So I went to okay, so do you know the comedian Rachel Green? She's lovely. She
Yes.
also like
Yes, I think.
she plays the violin beautifully. She's so cool. And obviously,
Love her and friends too.
Dan Frank, you know him,
Mm-hmm.
who's wonderful as well, super funny. He
Gay. Nah, just kidding. He is gay, but not.
he says he sounds like a gay Ray Romano, and like I can't
He
unhear it.
does sound like a gay Ray
Yeah.
Romano. Nice. Wow.
Well, Dan and I went to go visit Rachel at her house in Cherry Grove and Fire Island. Have you ever been to Fire Island
Oh,
before?
never. I'm not
Oh
cool
my
enough.
gosh, it's like a magical place. And she's like footsteps from the beach. It was so lovely. Um,
Wow.
but at this beach, there's no lifeguards. So I was kind of scared to go swimming.
Oh.
So I'm like, if I get
And there's
sucked
been
out
shark
there,
sightings too.
yeah, I'm like, if I get sucked out in the water, I can't get back in. Like, I'm dunsies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so anyway, um, because there's no lifeguards, it's also kind of like no rules. So a lot of people are naked, and
Ew.
it doesn't necessarily bother me. I don't think I'm comfortable enough to to get naked in front of
No,
even
never.
my friends. Like,
I didn't even walk around naked in like my high school locker room or my swimming team locker room. I
oh
would
my,
grab my towel. I wasn't even like one of those shower naked dudes who like, hey guys, a little more dick. No, never. Never. So
but I think that like I never know where to look.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know where I'm going to go. I actually was in the locker room once, and my 6th grade teacher walked in and got balls naked, and he was like having a conversation with me. And I'm like, man, this would be better if I wasn't sitting down. Like, where am I supposed to look? Like, it's like,
Yeah,
what do you do? Especially with like people that have like, like super long balls or super long tits, where it's like, damn. Or if you're super hot, also, it's like, you know?
so people, I think it's great to feel comfortable and free, and like that works for you. That works for you. It's great, but like there's these two guys, and they were like these buff dudes, older guys, like probably in their 50s, in great shape, but they're both wearing cock rings.
Oh no,
And
no,
so like
why?
so I kept staring at the cock, and I was like, and then the one caught me staring, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." Um, they're kind of like, eyes up here, but I thought, do you not want people to look at your cock
Like,
ring?
there's a reason why you're keeping a ring on your dick to make it hard the whole fucking time you're here. Like,
Yeah, it's
come
like,
on.
I don't
And that's
understand.
not because in case the water is cold, you don't want to be out there like.
Maybe.
I guarantee you that's what it is. their their dick be like.
Yeah,
And when you put that ring on, it's like.
yeah.
Oh, good times. So Fire Island, place to be the lord of the cock rings. Oh
You
yeah.
know what? I was
Adventures.
striking out. I feel like if I was like a little bit older, but like super wealthy and had like my own boat, maybe I could get some action. But like, I think that I've been out of the dating world for so
Well,
long
I
that
was just
like,
about to say that when you're out, even a year, dude, even a year, it will take drastic, like, negative effects on your game because times change. Things change. The game changes a little bit. Every year, it evolves a little bit. Every summer, there's a new song in the summer that makes you do
yeah,
different things. You know what I mean? So, like for me, I've been out of it for 8 fucking years. If me and Julie broke up tomorrow, it'd take me like 16 years to figure out how to date again. Or not be good. So, yeah, it takes some time. So don't be too hard on yourself, but
well,
you got to get on that horse,
mm,
spank, giddy up a little bit, and eventually you'll get good at riding it.
I want that horse to get on me.
That's
Um,
true. That's
so
true.
I think that well, my friends were like, what are you looking for? I was like, I just really want to relax, just hang out with my friends. They're like, really? I was like, yeah, honestly. But like, there were a couple of people who I think were trying to spit game at me, but I was just so oblivious. I'm like, why are you talking to me? I'm here with my friends. Like, who are you? You're a stranger. Not knowing that they were like remotely interested. I just thought it was weird, so I
Like,
just
oh my god, can I suck your dick? Wow, I had no idea I was interested. I
was,
just never.
yeah,
Who
I'm never
knew?
very direct. Um,
Wow.
and then there was one guy's one place um, who I was like, "Oh wow, he's so attractive," and like we're just both had to be standing next to each other, and I heard the sound, and I was like, "Are there frogs on Fire Island?" And he's like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Do you hear that? Is that a frog?" And he was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Huh." And I'm googling like, do frogs live in Fire Island? Like what's wrong with me? Like
I have
I
a
should have been
feeling.
like, "Hey, like, how are you? What's your name?" I don't know, like, "Come here often?" Like, "What are you drinking?" But is that a frog? Do frogs live here? Oh my god, let me ask Siri, like
To be fair, I just think that he was dropping like a really bad fart.
maybe. Oh my god, can you
You just
imagine?
blew up the spot. Is that a family of frogs? What the fuck is that?
That's
No,
it's funny, maybe.
there's no frogs here. The guy was shitting his pants. Like,
Yep.
oh man, I've been holding that in for 3 hours. Now I can finally have some peace and quiet. And they, excuse me, sir. Is that
Maybe.
a howling frog? Yeah, I think he just blew up his spot while he was shitting himself. That's just my guess.
It's like if someone burps and I say, "What? Sorry,
Yeah.
say it again?" Nothing. No, 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 you said something. No, no. I think you did.
There was this girl from my high school who she was at the like pretty hot in high school, but she was kind of a bitch about it. And then I saw her again my at a party like my sophomore year of college when I went home, and she burped, and it smelled like shit, and no one said
Ugh.
anything. But I was like, it's like, hey, it smells like you just sharted via your mouth, and everybody started laughing. She was so embarrassed. See, that's what you get
Oh
looking
my god.
down on people.
Oh my god,
Now
did
we're
you
even.
did you brush your teeth with the turd?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Did you deep throat a piece of shit? Like, what the fuck?
Ah. Ew.
Gave
Yuck.
Mr. Hanky a blowjob.
I'm dead.
That's the last time I saw her too. So I think I win in life then.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Anywho.
now it is time to hear from you guys because it's time for another week of emails from the listeners. And I see Simo has a quick one over there, and so
A
we can
quickie. A
that
quickie but
quickie.
a goodie.
That's right.
But I have to say, it's so funny. I tend to pick the emails that's the least amount to read. So
I noticed.
if you want me to read your email, then
Make it
don't
work.
send me like a story. Something quick and easy, and I will pick that from the bunch. But if you want to send like all your whole life story, then Carlos will be obliged to read it. Okay.
That's how it
So
works on our relationship, though. I have to get all my stories out in like 3 sentences or less, so he just loses interest. It's like a whole thing. I was telling him about, my engagement, and then, he was just like, like doing the finger thing, like get on with it, So I had
yeah.
to tell him about the happiest moment of my life in 3 sentences or less, and I couldn't do it, so he just walked away before I finished the story.
Oh my
And I
God.
was just like,
I so want to talk about marriage because it's the happiest topic in my life. Um,
oh no.
wah, 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 wah. You win some, you lose some.
That's
Um, okay, so this is from Arian from Florida.
right.
What advice would you give someone who wants to start a podcast?
Are you sure it's not Ron from Florida?
Well, first and foremost,
And it
I don't
says
think
Ron in the name. You can't spell Aaron without Ron. Just
that's
saying.
true. But I don't think anyone in Florida should be given a microphone for anything.
That's
So,
true. That's true.
Aaron,
You guys
I'm gonna
are.
say quit while you're ahead. But if I would give advice, I would say the last thing you want to do is to pair up a Venezuelan and a faggot because that dynamic's never gonna work.
That's
Uh,
right.
um, I don't know. I don't know what advice I would give.
I mean,
But
I
I
would
think it's
definitely
important
say
to know like
focus
what
on your
the
equipment. No,
oh
you don't
yeah,
have to
that's
be.
a good one.
You don't have to buy the most expensive things, but your sound needs to be good. And like you can find a good cheap mic on. Well, maybe before the tariffs hit, actually on Amazon. I don't know how much that has impacted recording stuff, but there still should be some good mics, some XLRs and shit out there. Simo even found himself a good headset microphone with good quality. But quality is important because if you sound like shit, people will turn away. That'll be my number one feedback. Number two, get something to record on. Even something simple like GarageBand, but you will need something to call each other in, like Zencast or some kind of recording software. And also stay organized and be consistent. You want to have like a consistent day where you guys record, and then some days you'll deviate because life happens, but like you want to be consistent with the shit. Otherwise, you're not going to be any good at it. And be patient because it's an oversaturated industry. We started at this shit where not everybody and their mothers had a podcast. And now it's kind of like everybody and their mothers is starting a podcast. So,
And my mother's podcast sucks.
that's right. Don't forget to check out my mom's podcast everywhere where podcasts are heard. But yeah, our good buddy Ron just started a podcast, Down with DP podcast. Oh yeah, and you can check that out on Spotify.
Wait,
And
down with DP,
yeah, Down with DP.
double penetration.
That's right. But no, his it's like a playoff on their last names because he's the P in penetration / Prendamano, and then his host last name is Dunn, I believe. So it's a little play on words.
That's so funny. I was perked my interest immediately.
That's right. See, I knew you'd like that.
I'm down with DP. In
Oh,
addition to wanting to listen to this podcast.
So check it out wherever podcasts are heard. But yeah,
Well,
I feel like you want to have a good sounding podcast and you want to have something to talk about. And so stay organized too. And That's pretty much
Well,
it.
I think in addition to that, I think what your advice is probably a lot better than what I'm about to say. But I think that it's important to have a premise and to commit to it. So I think like
Yeah.
if you want to be inspirational, then do it. You know, if you're a psychologist and you want to talk about psychological stuff, okay. If you are funny and you want to have a comedic podcast, okay. But I do think that it's a clash of genre. It's a little confusing when like someone who's not conventionally funny and hasn't had a funny episode tries to be funny and vice versa. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. That's definitely true. There's some really bad comedy podcasts out there for people who are not comedians. You could probably do something better and more interesting. So yes, know what you're good at. That's actually great feedback. So I think in between all that, you have a pretty good solid foundation. If you have any more questions, fuck off. You're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah, Mr. Aaron from Florida. The
Yeah,
fuck are you gonna talk about from Florida
yeah,
besides from like Scientology and like Clearwater? Like,
yeah. You fucking
don't
weirdos.
say gay laws.
Making
Ban the books.
you concentration camp building motherfuckers in Florida. I'm
Yeah.
watching you. Approve a second camp now. So fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck you, Mickey Mouse. You should be fighting this. Anyways. Just kidding, Aaron. Thank you for the listen. We like
Yeah.
you. Please keep listening. But this one, now coming from the other coast, we're gonna head over to the California. Hey, we got Dave from California.
Hi,
And
Dave.
hello, Mr. Dave.
Dave, what
He
are you
goes,
wearing?
that's right. Hopefully nothing at all. Anyways, he goes, hey, frat chat bros. I need help. That's what we're here for. My girlfriend is sweet, smart, funny. But when she falls asleep, she turns into a demon-possessed leaf blower. I'm talking
Oh.
full-blown, throat-rattling snores that sound like she's trying to inhale the entire room. I recorded her once, and Siri thought I was trying to call 911. And that's not even the worst part. She talks in her sleep too. One night, she sat up, stared into the corner, and whispered, he knows about the eggs.
Oh no. No. Not the eggs.
Wait, what? No. No. The eggs? I didn't sleep for 2 days. Another time she said, the goats can't swim, and then giggled like a Bond villain. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Earplugs don't work. White noise doesn't work. I've been falling asleep to true crime podcasts just so I feel safer. Do I confront her? Do I sleep in shifts like we're in a submarine? Or do I just marry her and accept that my new life is full-time sleep paralysis? Help me out, Dave from California. And I swear you could have swore that I wrote this because sleeping next to Julie can be quite fucking terrifying as well. Sometimes she giggles and shit. Sometimes she says weird shit in her sleep. It's terrifying. It is terrifying. So, Dave,
Well, first and
I don't know.
foremost, hey
Go on.
Siri, can goats swim?
Oh,
This is from animalhype.com and azanimals.com.
Okay, thanks. I knew they could swim because I've seen a video of them swimming.
maybe she's
But not,
drowning the goats in her dream.
she might be, but not only is she like a monster in her sleep, but she's also a liar. So Dave, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing: there's not much you can do. You can tell them, I guess, but the dreamer is gonna dream. So like with Julie, I kind of just got used to it, but shit happens and it does get creepy. Like sometimes I wake up at like 3:30 in the morning and it's fucking pitch dark, and all of a sudden I'll hear her giggle over there. And I'm like, oh no.
Uh,
It's fucking scary.
that is scary.
I start turning on my phone flashlight and shit, and like looking around, and then every noise starts freaking me out. Yeah, no, it's scary
I
to sleep with someone like that.
I've heard from people though that like some types of cuisine or snacks that they eat before bed can like trigger certain types of dreams or nightmares. So I wonder if maybe Dave's girlfriend is like eating before bed. Maybe she should get those like breathe right strips. But I know that some people have to have like a CPAP machine to sleep with.
Yeah,
If it's really bad because you have sleep apnea, you can like suffocate in your sleep. However, I gotta be honest, like there's no bigger turn off to me than like sleeping next to someone with like a CPAP machine. You know what I mean? Like I don't want
I
to have
know.
sex with someone who
That's
looks
worse than
bionic.
snoring. Yeah. You can't like
So
make like a sexy move on someone wearing a CPAP machine too. You know what I mean? Like you can't like, oh hey there, you know, and then you fucking wake up next to Darth Vader.
are the CPAP machines silent?
I mean, that's what they advertise, but they're not silent at all. It plugs into a thing that's always like, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's like flowing oxygen, so the fucking thing just
Yeah,
the
right?
whole time, and you're like, it's it's a whole thing. It's a whole
Yeah.
thing. People don't love it. It's almost like, at least like if you're snoring, sleep next to someone who snores. If you fall asleep first, you're usually okay. Like the snoring won't wake you up. But like a CPAP machine, like that's like a whole fucking other thing. And they click it, even the button to click it on and off is fucking loud. It's like it's like, why the
Now,
fuck did they make that? You have to like break a board to fucking turn this thing on. Like, why would they make it so loud?
I will say that okay, so it's a little bit of a tangent, but I swear it's connected. Um, uh, a lot of is there an echo to you? Can you hear an echo?
Maybe it's the ghost. It's his
Is it me?
girlfriend. She's back. Watch out,
Hold on.
Dave.
But anyway, I think that gay people might get busy on the first date. Like a first date, sex is like an audition. But I feel like conventionally straight people tend to like get dirty, down and dirty on the third date. Like
Well, it
the first.
depends. Depends on the girl.
So what if,
I've got a lot of first daters.
well, let's say you were dating someone, and on the third date, she showed up with luggage, and you're like, "What's that luggage?"
Oh
And she's
no.
and she's like, "Oh, it's not luggage, it's my CPAP machine. I thought maybe you might invite me over." Wouldn't you be so turned off? Like, the fuck?
Yeah, that would be weird. But I've always had like a Star Wars kink, so maybe I could play with that.
Oh, really?
Say I'm your father. Say I'm your father. Say I'm your daddy.
See, I would have thought you'd say. See, I would have thought that you would said you have a Star Wars kink because of Princess Leia in her bikini.
Yeah,
But
you
nope.
make it all work. Put Leia in a Darth Vader outfit. But Leia with the Jabba the Hutt, when she gets captured, she actually did a photo shoot on the beach to promote that movie. And that came out wearing that outfit. And let me tell you, good Lord, she's definitely one of the hottest women of the 80s. Doesn't get enough credit. But to be fair, that outfit has given many nerds boners across generations. But she's never put in like a top 20 list of like the hottest women, and she should be. Because Princess Leia, God diggity do. She made my lightsaber rise. Let's just say that.
I was more of a Han Solo fan for obvious reasons.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he is great. Han Solo's the man too. I love him. But yeah, anyways, that was emails from the listener. Dave, good luck. And there's not much you can do there, buddy. And Aaron, good luck with your podcast if you start one.
I would dump her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't live like that. I need my sleep.
CMOs dump people for less. So just saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, it is time for some news. And we got a scary one for you today, ladies and gentlemen. A story straight out of a horror movie. If you think your neti pot is safe, think again. One woman in Texas found out the hard way and her tap water turned into a fucking nightmare because a 71-year-old woman in Texas tragically died after doing something a lot of people do every day, rinsing out their sinuses. She was at a campground, right? And she used the tap water from her RV. And just 8 days later, she was dead. And doctors discovered that she'd been infected with the dreaded brain-eating amoeba, which is not clickbait. That's real life thing. It's real. So what exactly is this nightmare bug? Its name is Naegleria fowleri, easy for me to say, and it thrives in warm, fresh water. So places like lakes, rivers, and hot springs. But here's the twist. It can also lurk in untreated tap water if that system hasn't been properly sterilized. And once they get up your nose, it can travel like straight to the brain and cause a rare but almost always fatal condition called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. Holy fuck. Couldn't you pick a shorter disease name, people? We're talking a headache, fever, confusion, and then rapid decline. Pretty much like my grandpa back in the day, but much quicker. Fewer than 10 cases pop up in the US each year, but when it does strike, survival is slim. But the good news is that this is one of those nightmare scenarios that you can protect yourself from if you're using a neti pot or doing any kind of nasal rinse. Don't just grab water from the faucet. Use distilled, steriled, or boiled and cooled water only. And make sure to cool it. Otherwise, you'll have this whole thing like in Simo's nose. It's terrifying. And if you're swimming in warm lakes or rivers, avoid shooting water up your nose. I don't know why the fuck you would ever do this. A simple nose clip can actually save your life. Now, again, it's rare, but it's very deadly. And when the brain-eating amoeba, one mistake is all it takes.
That's scary.
Yeah, you sent me this, and I didn't think it was real. I was like, what? A brain-eating amoeba? What the fuck? But
I use a neti pot every morning.
Every morning?
Yeah, but I use like bottled water.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy.
But
dude, goddamn, every fucking day? Is that good for you?
I don't know. I've always done it. But my nose is new. I'm taking really good care of it. So I feel like if I don't swim often, so if I do go to like a lake and just to relax with friends, I'm not gonna be like stacked with, nose what's called nose clip. Like I wouldn't think to bring that. I would just splash
I would never
around.
bring that to swim. I was a swimmer too, and I know I would get me fucking ripped on to shit if I wear a nose clip.
Yeah, it's kind of nerdy, right? If I saw with a nose clip, like hold your nose, just don't breathe in underwater, you idiot.
And I always laugh at the people who like held their nose in before jumping in the pool. It was like, fucking nerd.
Yeah. I just exhale out my nose.
I don't even do anything. I just, you just hold it and it doesn't do anything,
But I feel like if you jump in, there's more of a chance of water going up your nose. But if you dive in, your nose is in the opposite direction. Like learn to dive.
There we go. That's the move. I always dive in, so that's probably why I don't think about it. But yeah,
I'm a good diver. I took swim lessons as a kid.
Yeah, I was on a year-long team I did year-long swimmer for like 15, 16, maybe longer years. Quite a long time.
Did you get inspiration after swimming from Mexico?
That's right. They saw me swimming along the dolphins. They were like, let's recruit that guy.
Yeah.
Little did they know I was actually being pulled by a boat. And it was just, much faster than they thought. It was actually awful.
Yeah.
Last place and everything.
And you're all by yourself. And then didn't you change your name from Elon to Carlos?
It was actually Elian. Elian Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, Elian Gonzalez. Do you remember how crazy that story was?
Yeah, I was actually vacationing in America when that happened. I remember the day that like they finally like got him. They kicked down like this hotel or this apartment door and ripped him out. It was the morning. It was like 3 a.m, and my family and I were about to fly back to Venezuela. But we're all like glued to the TV before we leave for the airport. Like, oh shit, I want to see what happened. But that was wild.
Yeah,
That
they
was fucking
had that
great.
woman named Janet Reno who looked like, I mean, ooh, she looked really rough.
Yeah,
But I thought that was so unnecessary with all the guns. Like, poor
it
kid.
was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Uh, Janet Reno. I haven't thought of her forever.
That's her name, right?
It was her.
Like butch looking,
I
like
don't want to make fun of her too much, but she looks like she'd be like Bill Gates in drag or something.
yeah. Oh, what a ugly bitch.
Oh no.
Ugly.
Oh god.
Yikes.
Anyways, let's move on.
She looked
Oh,
she looked like she like would like shit out like tools.
tools. What?
Like she's just you know what I mean? I feel like I don't know. She's just like some people are so gay they shit glitter. You know, you see that? I feel like she would shit power tools and like I don't know. And she also looks like she has ferrets, doesn't she? Like some people just look like they have pet ferrets, I think. I don't know.
A pet ferret. That's a new one. It's funny because her middle name is Wood.
Oh, really? Janet Wood Reno. Christ. What her parents hated her.
Yeah, what the fuck,
They
man? Who
did
gives
not
a
like her.
They wanted her to get ripped on for sure. Who the fuck
No
names her
bueno.
kid Wood?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Janet Reno. That was all SEMO. That was all SEMO. But anyways, it's time for a quick edition of Not the Drag Queens, because we got an update for you, a great one. Because back in June, we broke the story out of South Carolina where State Representative R.J. May, the ultra conservative Freedom Caucus founding lawmaker, got nailed with a 10-count federal indictment for distributing child sexual abuse material. Well, we're back with updates, and it's only got nastier. Because here's the thing, from June until very recently, the man refused to resign, despite everybody calling for him to do so. And however, as of August 7th, RJ May officially resigned a full 2 months after his arrest from the South Carolina, from being a state representative. Now, prosecutors say that he used the fucking ridiculous screen name Joe Biden with 4 N's 69 on Kick or K-I Kick? K-I-K? I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
I don't know what the
That's
fuck
a
that app is.
chatting. I think it's like a chatting. It's almost like WhatsApp.
Oh, got it. Which I'm guessing people used to do weird
Like in
things.
Korea, they have like KO chat or something like that.
Got it. So he used that, Joe Biden 69, because of course, to swap over 220 files depicting child abuse in spring of 2024. And the feds tied that account directly to his home Wi-Fi and phone. So now he's staring down 10 serious counts, each carrying 5 to 20 years behind bars. Now, his lawyers are still yelling, "Oh, I was hacked and it's a political hit job." But prosecutors say the evidence is airtight. He is currently locked up in no bond, awaiting a pretrial hearing on August 20th. So at the time of this recording, this will be coming out this week, followed by a trial on September 10th. And the Freedom Caucus call his resignation long overdue, and lawmakers are pressing to dig into his consulting firm, Ivory Tusk, because get this, there's also an Oklahoma connection too. So enter Christian Soto, a registered nurse, not a politician, but he's a nurse based in Oklahoma City, who's now facing federal charges for receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material, and even possessing ammunition while legally prohibited to, according to court documents. Prosecutors say Soto used the KIK handle random couple here and received at least 50 vials from May, all tracked via IP logs that tie the exchanges to both his workplace and his home. So this dude's doing this in a fucking hospital. Great. Plus, Soto has a recent domestic violence and kidnapping history. He allegedly assaulted and strangled his ex-girlfriend and even tried to track her via her phone before threatening her and her pet with death. And here's the kicker, because it's always the kicker. Remember how politicians like May spend all their time railing against the drag queens, and the books and protect the children. Well, yeah, it turns out, as always, ladies and gentlemen, it's never the drag queens. It's always guys like this, because the call is coming from inside the house.
Our representatives.
That's right.
That's
right.
I just looked it up online. It says that so KIK or Kik, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It says it's a free messaging app similar to like WhatsApp that allows users to send messages, videos, pictures, and other contents via the internet. It's known for its focus on anonymity. Wait, anonymity, anonymity,
Anonymity.
anonymity,
Amityville Horror.
anonymity.
Anonymity. Spell it. Say it. Sound it out. Sound it out. Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Let's say it fast.
Anonymity.
You sound like Joey learning French.
So anyway, it focuses on that as users can register with their username instead of a phone number or email address. So I feel like this is an app for creepos.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're a creep, you should join that.
Yeah, this is definitely an app for fucking pedophiles. Like, what the fuck?
Ooh,
What the
stay
fuck?
away from KIK, guys.
I do not like it. I do not like it.
KIK is one letter away from being KKK.
I was just thinking that. It's too close. And I and the
Too
K
close.
is pretty close.
It's too
close to each
close. I don't like it. It's not kosher. Not
It's
kosher.
too close for comfort. Just like the dude on KIK. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Agreed.
Stay away, people. Stay away. But anyways, that was not the drag queens. And yeah, this guy's fucked. Very much so.
Nothing to me is more necessary than putting pedos behind bars. Because I feel like I know we've disagreed on the past about like jail time. Like I feel like if they're not like a threat to your safety, like I don't care if they're in jail, because like our taxpayer money goes to like jails. And so like, because I remember I used to talk about like Martha Stewart, like I didn't care if she was in jail or not. Like, her paid the fines and like,
Yeah, but she's not child
she's
labor in that case.
But if you are a pedophile, if you are engaged with like child porn, you absolutely belong in jail, because there's no rehabilitation for people like that. Like they have to go to jail.
Totally. I just think if you're freed as like a pedo or a child diddler or anything like that, you should have like a parole officer, right? Who every morning and every evening, every afternoon too, for lunch, knocks on your door, right? And then you spread your legs and they just kick you in the nuts as hard as they can.
Yeah.
And they got to do this again a couple times this year. Every day your nuts are like consistently swollen. So then you're not going to want to diddle anybody because they'll just be in too much pain. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think that's the move.
Well, just chop it off.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a lot of payroll to have someone, on call every morning.
Yeah, but we want to have jobs. We want to. The jobs report last month was very
that would
weak.
be a fun job.
Trump fired everyone as a result, and now they're going to make up the numbers. So why not create jobs that people actually support? Like all those ICE guys, fuck them. They could be child pedo nut kickers instead, and everybody would be cheering them on. No one would want them to wear a mask. In fact, people would be sending cake to their house and candy and dollars and happiness because they're kicking pedos in the nuts instead of separating families at a fucking Home Depot.
Yeah,
or a kid's birthday party.
You know what? You're a lot nicer than me, because I think pedos, I would lock them up, throw away the key, or just execute them. Just execute them. Done.
This is why
they ruin lives. Kill them. Give them a chair.
This is right. Simo's family had to actually escape the Polak side. They were actually terrified of him.
Yeah.
Simo rules with an iron fist. Damn. Yeah.
I think to myself, like,
I will say, I definitely, it wouldn't bother me if they spent all their time in jail. It really wouldn't. And especially because in jail, the diddlers end up at the bottom of the list. And yeah, their time is not is not easy. Let's just say that.
I think there's a lot of people that go to jail because they're um in with the wrong group of people, maybe don't have the best mentors in life. They go to jail young, and then while they're in jail, they read a bunch of books, maybe they take some classes, they get rehabilitated, they get back into society in like a um with like a new fresh chance. Like I think if there's a rehabilitation program, I'm like, okay, that's nice. But there's just some people that I just don't think it's possible. You can't rehabilitate like a sick fuck, you know?
Yeah, I agree. There's so many out there too that uh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And the thing about dealers too, it's just so easy to want to beat them up. And you can't put them all, however, you can't release them all and let them all live in some, like, people some say, well, yeah, sure, let them out and they can all live in like some weird neighborhood together where it's all registered sex offenders. But no, because like prisoners, for example, they say a lot of them learn more crime while in jail because you're surrounded by criminals. So you're learning from, the guy who can break into safes, the guy who can do hacking, the guy who can do everything. They're all under one place, so you can ask them questions. This is the same thing with fucking diddlers. Then these people are, mowing the lawn, getting fucking diddling tips. So you don't want that either. So in
Ugh.
some way, I guess it's better to have one in a neighborhood and everybody know who they are than a fucking full neighborhood of them. You know what I mean? Like imagine like an apartment building full of diddlers and having to deliver food that way.
Ooh, no way.
So yeah, it's definitely a complicated issue, but I would not mind if you just especially if it's proven 100% that they did it. Fucking throw away the key.
Yep.
Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frat chatters of all ages, it is time for us to get to it because, ladies and gentlemen, you think a house party is all cup, music, and awkward dance-off until you realize sometimes it's bodies in the closet, secret basements, gunfire, and death. Tonight, today, this afternoon, whenever the fuck you're listening to this, we're diving into 10 wild true crime house party stories with a fun ended in murder, mayhem, and total chaos. So grab your red cup, lock the front door, hide your kids, hide your wife. Maybe don't invite that weird guy from the cactus class because the house parties are coming tonight. You want some good time, fun, some true crime nightmares in ways you'll never forget. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frat of all ages, it's time for us to take on a journey of deadly house parties. Brought to you by the FratChat Podcast. That music was really intense.
Really intense, but it ended like what great timing.
I know, right? This is because we're
Wow, that was
professional.
really moving.
This is why you can't, Aaron from Florida, not everybody can do this. There are levels to this game.
Wow, that
So,
was really impressive. I can't do stuff like that.
you
I,
know.
I can barely hold in a chart, let alone something like that. I'm a man of zero talent.
Oh my god! Actually, right before this reminded me, Julie made me this fucking like hamburger bowl the other day. It was like, oh, it's like a Big Mac in a bowl, like a salad Big Mac type thing, and it was actually pretty good. But I'm walking then to a 10 o'clock spot at the Grizzly Pear in the city, and I get 2 blocks from my apartment, and my stomach just fucking goes. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
I've been
oh my
there.
God. And I'm not a good public toilet poo-pooer at all. But I'm like, maybe it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, okay. But it starts to really hurt. And I'm at the path, like sitting there. And of course, the path got delayed leaving. So I'm sitting there, like, at that point, I'm like breaking into like a full sweat and
Oh,
shit.
I've been there.
And then I finally, for like a 5-minute break where I'm on the train, I heard like a little like rumble, like a little, and I felt like slightly better. And then as soon as I opened, the path doors open and I'm walking out of the 9th Street station, which is a pretty long station, I guess the movement got it going again. And literally it was like my original plan was to try to go first, run right home because it's not a far commute from that place to my apartment, and just go to the apartment. That was not an option. And literally, like, comedy club bathrooms are notoriously not the best to poop in. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Luckily, this one wasn't terrible at the time, but I like walked in, I said hi to the producer, and I went straight into the bathroom and I blew that thing up so fucking bad. I
That
was
they went out of
literally
business.
dripping sweat. Yeah. Luckily, it was a lighter show that night, so there wasn't like an audience line waiting for the bathroom. I was able to take my time in there, but like I've never sweat so much while pooping either. It was fucking awful. So yeah, I know what it's like. There was a time where I'm in the train where I let out a fart, and it like a little bit came out like beep, but then it's like I hit that stopping point where I knew that if I kept releasing it, it was gonna be like a full shart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean.
It like hits like a, and you're like, oh no, stop, release, close down the walls.
Yeah.
so, so yes, I know how hard it is to hold a shart together.
You know,
It's not easy.
like every time I go to the gym, I had to in the morning I had to budget more than an hour because I spend about 15 minutes on the toilet. And I don't know why. It's like I try to go to the bathroom before I go to the gym, but the moment I do ab work, it's like the moment I start doing like crunches and whatnot, my body's like now, right now. And then it's just like it's crazy. I'm like, fuck, right now? Like I was like, do I control my body? Does my body control me? Well, I think that settles it.
Yeah,
My
and I mean, if
body
you're doing
controls me.
abs too, you're literally pushing the turd out every crunch. It's like a little
Yeah,
bit further down, further down. So,
pretty much.
but anywho, let's get to
Anyhow.
our 10 deadly house parties. Because this is right up our alley. We were house party fun people back in the day.
Yeah.
But luckily none of our house parties ended like this.
Well, almost because I pledged with this guy named Mike, rest in peace, but he was very problematic at house parties. There's always a
Yeah,
fight.
that's true. We
Always.
have fights, but nothing like this. The worst that happened is some sorority girl took a shit in our bathtub, and you know.
Yeah. And then I got even. I took a dump in their sink.
Yep. So there you go.
And what she say at the dining hall, she's like, again? Like what? Really? I
It's
thought
the
I was
first
the
time this
one and
week.
only. I thought I was the one and only. Okay, so can I start with number 10?
You sure can. Take it away.
Okay, so this is called, I feel like I can hear an echo. But then when I mention the echo, it goes away. I don't understand.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Maybe I have a ghost.
We talked about ice and here so you're hearing echoes.
Is it an echo or is it indigestion? I don't know. Okay, so this one's called the Shelton House Party Stabbing, and this happened in Shelton, Connecticut. And guess what? 3 years ago. So
Yes.
on May 14th, 2022, a high school graduation party was held at a residence on Laurel Glen Drive in Shelton, Connecticut. The event, attended by numerous teenagers, was intended to celebrate the achievements of a graduating class. As the evening progressed, tensions escalated among some attendees, leading to a violent altercation. The confrontation resulted in the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old James McGrath, a student at Fairfield College Preparatory School, and injuries to three other teens. During the party, a confrontation occurred between two groups of teenagers. Witnesses reported seeing one individual, later identified as 16-year-old Raul Valley or Vale. So it was
Valle.
Valley. What?
Valle. The double L in Spanish is pronounced like a Y, like a yeah. Valle.
Oh, so this is a Spanish name.
That's right, Raul. Yeah, not many white people named Raul.
Wow. Don't tell Donald Trump this story. He's gonna say, "They always stab people."
I always see them knives. Okay, believe me, even at the Benihana.
They're part of that Venezuelan gang about trains and amigos.
That's right. I never liked trains. Believe me, Thomas the Train is a bad hombre.
So 16-year-old Raul Valle
Yes, there you go.
is reported he was holding a knife prior to the altercation.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if you're at a cookout, if there's meats, there's gonna be like silverware.
That's fair. That's
Maybe he
fair.
was helping grill. I don't know. So the situation quickly escalated, resulting in Valle fatally stabbing McGrath in the chest. The attack was swift and unexpected, leaving partygoers in shock. Despite efforts to administer first aid, McGrath succumbed to his injuries at the scene.
That was good.
Um,
That was a good save. I thought you were about to die there, but succumbed.
well,
And, you
I
got
was
it.
like, that's a tough one too. So Valle was arrested and charged with murder, intentional manslaughter, and assault in connection with the stabbings of McGrath and 3 other individuals. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. The case went to trial, and on July 9th, 2025, 3 years later, just a few weeks ago, a jury found Valle not guilty of murder and intentional manslaughter. However, the jury was deadlocked on the lesser charges of reckless manslaughter and assault, leading to a mistrial on those counts. Prosecutors filed amended charges, including first-degree manslaughter and first-degree assault, but Valle was not convicted of these charges either. In the aftermath, Valle never saw any jail time but faced several civil lawsuits, and the homeowners who host the party, Paul and Susanna Leifer, were charged with providing alcohol to minors. So
Damn.
I do think this is not uncommon. Like in Baltimore, if you're a minor, you can get away with anything.
Yeah, he should have at
Anything.
least seen like a couple of years, man. Like that's, I get, if in a fight happens and it's life or death, whatever. But like, if you kill someone, like man, you gotta, unless unless it's clear self defense and it was you were gonna die, you should at least spend a fucking year in jail, man. Like
Can you
the fact that he saw
imagine?
no jail time,
I mean,
that's
the
crazy.
family members of the deceased should be outraged.
Yeah, and I mean, he's sure they're suing him civilly, but how much money can he possibly have? He's a fucking kid. And, like, you
Yeah,
can't sue his parents over it, I guess. I don't know. Well, it depends if he's a minor, you can, but how much money could they have? So, I don't know. Ugh, this
I
is
think
awful.
that a 17-year-old killing someone should be handled similarly to an 18-year-old killing someone.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a year. They know what they're doing.
totally. Totally. The brain development is exactly the same. A 17-year-old and an 18-year-old are no different. Literally no fucking different.
If he
And
was 1 year older, he'd be in jail.
right. And if he was seen, like, brandishing this knife, I guess I gotta get more details on that part. But if he was seen showing this thing off, it was clear that, you know, he was intending to use it if someone fucked with him, type thing. Not necessarily against that victim, but it's sketchy. It's sketchy at best. I don't see how he got no time in jail. But the thing is, a lot of this shit is not necessarily about how guilty you are, is about how good your lawyer is. And clearly they picked a good juror
Yeah.
here. They got a good jury where they were, they got deadlocked on shit. It's like, it's probably one side of the thing saying, if I was in a party and these dude attacked me, I would have done the same thing. And the side saying that's extreme. And, you can't get them to agree. You got nothing.
They picked a jury that was filled with Venezuelan gang members.
That's right.
They're like, not guilty. Not guilty. Ole, ole, ole.
The Venezuelans, okay, they're voting other people not guilty, and then they're eating the cats and the dogs for lunch. I seen them. Okay, believe me, they keep ordering from the Chinese spot. Ordering from the cats. And believe me, I've seen them.
That's
Yeah,
so
no.
funny.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, I support my Spanish brethren and all, but this sounds sketchy as shit. Sounds like Sounds like Raul should have at least fucking spent some time in an anger management center. Something should have happened. Good lord. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I got in some fights. I've never thought to pull a knife. Like, man. Especially at like a high school fight in Connecticut, of all places. This isn't like you're in like the hood anywhere. Like what does the hood in Connecticut look like? You know what I mean? Is
You
that the
know,
people who shop at Safeway instead of
I was
fucking
thinking that too.
Whole
Like
Foods?
Connecticut, isn't that where like Yale and aren't there like really good schools in Connecticut?
Yeah, Connecticut is nice as shit. So it ranks. It's one of the safest states. Says low violent crime rate, declining crime rates, safer cities, area. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I guess it says Hartford, New Haven, and Bridgeport have higher crime rates compared to state average. Potentially influenced by socioeconomic factors and other issues, but it's still way safer than the bad cities. So, like, I'd feel way better about hanging out in the bad part of Connecticut than I would in a bad part of Ohio. Let me tell you that much. All the fucking
Yeah.
meth heads coming at me like fucking Night of the Living Dead. Brain, meth. Yeah, fuck that.
But I feel
Right.
like saying like if someone were to say, "You better back the fuck up. I'm from the Upper East Side, New York, motherfucker." Um,
I'm gonna call my butler to come whoop your ass.
yeah.
Anyways, on to the next one. Speaking of, we're gonna take this one to New York City. To this was
New York,
Do, 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 do.
concrete.
This is
Wait,
the
what's the
Sutton
lyric?
Place
Concrete
apartment
jungle.
murder. As Simo tries to figure out the lyrics over there.
I don't know them.
And this happened in November 2016 when James Jimmy Bowdoin Bowdoin. I don't know how to
Bo
fucking say it.
Bowdoin.
Bowdoin, yeah, James Bowdoin II, later known as James Rackover, very smart name change there, much easier to pronounce, hosted a small after-hours party in his posh Sutton Place apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Yeah, he literally, he's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
East Side, motherfucker. The gathering, which began with casual drinks, escalated into a brutal confrontation that ended with the murder of 26-year-old Joey Communale. Joey, a Connecticut native, what the fuck, had been invited to the party by acquaintances he met earlier that evening. As the night wore on, tensions flared among the guests, and then an argument broke out, culminating in Joey being violently beaten and stabbed 15 times in the chest.
Ooh, that's personal.
Yeah, shit. The attackers, Jimmy, his best friend Larry DeLeon, and Larry's childhood friend Max Gemma, then attempted to dispose of the body. They wrapped Joey's remains in plastic in a bed comforter, threw him from the fourth floor window onto a busy Manhattan sidewalk, and transported the body to Oceanport, New Jersey, where it was set on fire and buried in a shallow grave. Jesus. The murder shocked the New York City social
Wow.
scene, revealing a dark underbelly of privilege and violence. And then in April 2019, Jimmy was sentenced to 28 years to life in prison for his role in the murder. Then Larry DeLeon and Max Gemma were also convicted for their involvement in the crime. The case highlighted the dangers lurking behind seemingly glamorous gatherings and the tragic consequences of unchecked aggression. So yeah, fuck. East Side.
Well, I'm a
Shut us up.
little perturbed. I was never invited to this fun party.
Yeah, what the fuck? I guess
I
our invite got
hang out on
lost
the
in
Upper
the
East
mail.
Side sometimes.
That's why there was an extra couple stab wounds. That was actually Simo. Like, God damn it, I should have been here.
You know what? I just moved to New York in 2016, and the weekend I moved here, I stepped off the curb in Chelsea, and like a pipe bomb went off. Do you remember that? And then somehow like the feds found like 8 other bombs like scattered throughout like New Jersey and Manhattan. Do you remember
I
this?
do remember that. I do remember that actually.
But I remember thinking like as I just stepped off the curb into an Uber, and then the curb I was sitting on, and so I was asking the Uber driver, it's like, okay, so I just moved here. Does this happen a lot? Is this like a is this like a New York thing? And he was like, no. It's like, oh, scary.
Yeah, that is scary as shit. I do remember that because I remember leaving the office, and this is one of my last few times in my PR job. Um and I was walking, and there's like I see like all these like fire trucks, ambulances, fucking cop cars and shit, and they're like all centered on one specific spot. But then I see like a crowd of people all around there, like watching, and I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, I'm pretty sure they were looking inside a sewer. I'm like, if something fucking blows up in here, we're all dead, idiots. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, watch that shit on TV, like the rest of us. Like, what are you doing, idiots? So I've
Hmm.
never walked faster. Fuck
I don't
that.
blame you.
People in New York, they're ballsy. They're like, they come check things out. I'm like, nope. I've seen this movie. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
New Yorkers are super nosy,
Mm-hmm.
especially the women. Don't even get me started on women in New York. That's why I'm gay.
That's right. They turned him. Simo used to be so manly when he moved here in 2016
Yeah.
with his white overalls and cowboy boots.
Yeah. I still have them.
Anyways,
Um,
take us to the next
anyways,
state that's totally not in the closet at all.
so this happened in Texas, in Greenville, Texas, 2019.
Subject cowboy boots.
This was called the Texas A&M Commerce Homecoming Party Shooting.
Ooh.
Okay, so on October 26, 2019, a homecoming party for a Texas A&M University Commerce students was held at an off-campus venue in Greenville, Texas. The event, intended to celebrate the university's homecoming weekend, was attended by over 750 people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Just before midnight, gunshots erupted outside the venue, leading to like mass chaos as partygoers were scrambling for safety. So two guys, 23-year-old Kevin Barry Jr. from Dallas and 23-year-old Byron Cravens Jr. from Arlington, were fatally shot during the incident. Additionally, at least 14 others sustained injuries, ranging from gunshot wounds to injuries sustained from fleeing the scene. Because some people get trampled.
Yeah.
The shooter managed to escape during the ensuing panic. Authorities launched an investigation into the shooting, and within 48 hours, 23-year-old Brandon Ray Gonzalez of Greenville was arrested at his workplace at an auto dealership on charges of capital murder. Gonzalez was held on a $1 million bond. The tragedy left the local community in shock and prompted discussions about safety at large gatherings and the prevalence of gun violence. The incident also led to a lawsuit filed by Gonzalez, who claimed he was wrongfully accused and imprisoned, citing exculpatory evidence that he was not the shooter. I don't know. Was he or
Wow.
wasn't he? Did he do it? Did he not do it?
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. And I don't like that his last name is Gonzalez, because now Trump is definitely going to listen to this episode.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 are already in the bad hombres. Okay, believe me. They're all terrible people. Okay, believe me, people.
I know they do. I feel like the far right, let's say, like, let's say the public is outraged because 1,000 immigrants were thrown into a concentration camp, and it's just inhumane. So we're out there picketing or protesting, like that's not fair. Like they're human beings. There's always that one right-wing protester who's like, well, what are you going to say to the Smith family from 1983 whose daughter was murdered by an immigrant? What? That
Wow.
was who are they? That's so long ago. I'm not talking about that. That's one isolated incident. I'm talking about the thousands of people in concentration camps. Like, what? Why do you think you're pulling on my heartstrings? What you're doing is you're annoying the fuck out of me, Nancy May. Shut the fuck up. You know?
By the way, I did see, I just did a little more research on Brandon Ray Gonzalez, who, as we know, was initially arrested in the Texas A&M Commerce Party shooting. And as you said, he was taken into custody October 28th, 2019, and held on a $1 million bond and charged with capital murder after 2 people were killed. However, days later, investigators announced that new evidence had emerged and there was a lack of cooperation from witnesses that significantly weakened the case. So as a result, officials requested that the capital murder charges be dropped and Gonzalez was released from jail. So he has now been convicted of any crime related to that shooting and spent no time behind bars once the charges were dropped. So there's no further record or charges being refiled. And as you said, him and his team, Gonzalez and his team, have expressed intent to pursue civil action, citing what they believe was a rush to judgment by law enforcement. So that means that they have no idea who the fuck really killed all these people, which is wild.
That's scary.
Yeah, like the shooter came in, fucking, killed a bunch of people. 14 others were hurt, and no one knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Great. That's Texas for you. Ooh, that's bad, man. That's shitty. And honestly, this does look like typical Texas, though. Blame it on the Latino. That sounds just about right. Look, he's brown. Take him down. That's like the.
I blame Biden.
That's right.
It's all Biden's fault.
Biden.
Crooked Sleepy Joe.
You blame Joe, then Biden.
Yeah.
Anywho, now I'm going to take you to a state where Simo lived, Illinois.
Holler.
But this one's the Harvey House Party shooting in Harvey, Illinois. Now, on August 2nd, 2025, so literally like a couple days ago, Jesus.
2 weeks
a house
ago.
party. Yeah, a house party in Harvey, Illinois was supposed to be a celebration. Music blared, laughter echoed through the rooms, and friends mingled in a carefree summer night vibe. But chaos erupted when 2 shooters stormed the party and began firing indiscriminately. Yeah, it was a big word of the day. 7 people were wounded, including a 4-year-old girl, as terrified guests dove for cover, smashed through doors, and hid wherever they could. One of the shooters was quickly neutralized by a partygoer with a concealed carry license, preventing what could have been an even greater tragedy. The injured were taken to the local hospitals, and the suspect who was shot was pronounced dead at the scene. The second suspect was apprehended and taken into custody. And the violence didn't end there. The following morning, another person was found shot and killed nearby in what police believe was a retaliatory act connected to the previous night's shooting. This incident underscored the ongoing tensions and the cycle of violence that can erupt from seemingly ordinary gatherings. The shooting left the Harvey community in shock, a stark reminder that even a casual house party can turn into a blood-soaked nightmare when personal grievances collide with firearms. Families and friends were left traumatized, and the community was reminded how quickly safety can vanish behind a closed door. Yeah, it's very crazy stuff. It's crazy that this just happened, but man, when you're wounding a 4-year-old kid, though, that's like, come on, bro, really? Ugh,
Why is a 4-year-old kid at an adult party?
Well, it's a little house party. It's probably at their house. Who knows? But
That's sad.
you're gonna go do a shoot-in. It's essentially a drive-by. It sounds like essentially what they try to do here. But you hear that saying, the only thing that can stop a bad guy is a good guy with a gun or whatever. Yeah, and they kind of there is a point to that here. Imagine if that person with the concealed carry license isn't there to kill one of them. All these people are
I
dead.
think in addition to a good guy with a big gun, I think that sometimes therapy can stop a bad guy. Preemptive therapy for all kids. Just a thought.
Or gun laws could be good, but
Mhm.
we'll never get rid of those. Apparently, that'll never be a thing. We'll never get gun laws, so I won't even hold my breath.
Boy, All right,
On
next
to the
up,
next one. Where are you taking us, Mr. Mo?
Plano, Texas. And this is in
Plano.
2017. Plano?
There is Plano. It is Plano, but I don't know why you white people pronounce it Plano.
Well, it's like El Paso
That's
instead of
right.
El Paso.
El Paso.
Plano, Texas. I'm
I
trying
like
to
it.
be respectful
I like it.
to.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Are you a fan? I'm a, I don't know if you're being sincere. I almost wish that we could just send you back to Mexico.
Soon, don't worry. It's
Is-
coming.
is-
Just a couple more days in the
Isn't
sun.
that where all you people come from? Because
That's
my
right.
Donald told me, not in Trump's America. Okay, so Plano house party shooting. So on September 10th, 2017, what was supposed to be like a fun Dallas Cowboys game watch party at a Plano, Texas home ended in sheer terror. The house was packed with friends and family, drinks were flowing, and football was on the big screen TV. Typical house party energy, right? But lurking beneath the surface was a man with a deadly plan. Uh, 32-year-old Spencer Height entered the home and, fueled by a domestic dispute with his estranged wife, opened fire on the crowd. 8 people were killed, and a ninth was injured as guests scrambled to cover, ducking behind furniture and diving through windows in a desperate bid to survive. Police confronted High at the scene and fatally shot him, ending the nightmare. The tragedy left the Plano community in shock, a stark reminder that even a casual house party can turn into a blood-soaked nightmare with personal grievances collide with firearms. The victims included Height's estranged wife, Meredith Lane, highlighting how domestic issues can erupt in the worst possible ways. Let me tell you, love will make, heartache and divorce and stuff like that makes people crazy. It
Yeah,
really
dude.
does.
That's fucking wild. Um, I mean, not to go too far into this, but we know a girl from college that was in a sorority that our fraternity was very close with, who later on her husband ended up killing her and himself in a murder suicide a couple years ago. I'll tell you who it is off the air, in case you haven't heard the story. But I've seen
Rec-
something like this happen.
Recently?
Like it happened like 2 years ago, maybe.
Oh, I didn't know about
Uh,
this. Was she
yeah,
cute?
yeah. Yes, she was. Well, not that it matters, but
I guess.
but yeah, man, people scorn love, scorn lovers will do crazy shit, but it's this is why you need things like comprehensive gun laws and stuff, because this dude just showed up and he probably had this gun legally, because in Texas all you have to do is go to the fucking Walmart and buy a pair of socks and they give you a free gun, you know and it's like s- people going through horrible life moments, people with mental issues and stuff like that should just simply not be allowed to have guns. um and something tells me that this man had a record if he had a strange wife that he was having domestic disputes with that led to this shooting.
Yeah.
Something tells me his record was not squeaky clean and he probably shouldn't have owned a gun. But again, in Texas, it's probably easier buying a gun than just to buy a fucking car.
You
or,
know, I
or
think
or booze.
Yeah, I think this story is super sad, but what's even more sad is that Ted Cruz wasn't at this party.
Yeah, fuck. God.
Next time.
He was in Cancun at the time.
Yeah.
and this is an area where, and the thing is with Texas, they're shooting deaths all the goddamn time, but we know the Texas Police Department probably doesn't give a fuck. But yeah, super sad. This is awful. It's like, imagine going to watch. Like we're football people. We're Baltimore Ravens fans up here. In Baltimore, there's a lot of watch parties that happen because the Ravens are good. Especially you're getting close to the playoffs. Or when there's like Steeler games going on, or even in the playoffs, the community gets together and people want to root on their home teams. That's not the fucking time to think you're gonna have to fucking run for your life. Like, come
Yeah.
on. So scary,
That's
scary.
true.
Scary, scary. Anywho, at least, you know, that guy got what was coming to him. 2 to the head. Pa pa! Get him.
Well, by the way, I have a confession, and that is I wasn't at that party, but my confession is that I asked to read the even ones and not the odd ones because I didn't know how to pronounce the city in number 5.
So that's why. I actually wonder, you never asked to go first. I always just kind of, we take turns kind of. And I was like,
I was
huh,
like,
look
I'm
at
not
him.
gonna butcher this.
He's he's like so ready to get to it. Like, wow, look at him. What a professional, I thought. But no.
Nope,
It
just
makes so much.
dyslexic.
Well, let me just drink my coffee so I can think of how the fuck you pronounce it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely gonna find someone. But I'm gonna go with the Mukilteo house party shooting in Mukilteo, Washington, which sounds like something maybe a Native American came up with some few hundred years ago. If not, please don't cancel us. I'm just taking a guess here, because I don't think white people come up with the word
It
Mukilteo.
sounds like Aztec to me.
Aztec. That was in Mexico. I didn't go to fucking Washington.
Oh, I don't know.
Now we're definitely gonna get canceled. But anyway, on August 11th, 2016, so we just had the anniversary of that not that long ago, a seemingly normal house party in Mukilteo, Washington turned deadly when 19-year-old Alan Ivanov arrived armed with an AR-15. What the fuck?
Oof.
How does a 19-year-old get that? The gathering was filled with teens, loud music, and the chaos of a typical summer night. But Ivanov had one goal: revenge. Jealousy fueled his attack after seeing his ex-girlfriend flirting with another man. I see it, scorn lovers. He opened
Mhm.
fire indiscriminately, killing 3 teens: Anna Bowie, Jake Long, and Jordan Ebner, and wounding a 4th. Some shots were fired from the roof and near a backyard fire pit, turning what should have been a fun hangout into a terrifying battlefield. Guests fled, some hiding behind furniture or running through the yard as the shooter moved through the property. Ivanov fled the scene but was arrested approximately 90 minutes later, over 100 miles away. In December 2016, he pled guilty to 3 counts of aggravated murder and received life in prison without parole, leaving a permanent scar in the Mukilteo community and a cautionary tale about how jealousy and weapons can turn a house party into a massacre. Similar to the last story, man. Fucking crazy, crazy lovers. And at 19, like, bro, if you're not even legally able to have a drink, how the fuck are you walking around with an AR-15?
That's
Like,
crazy.
what?
You know what I bring to parties? Jenga, maybe some cards,
Yeah.
solo cups. I don't know, napkins, hot dog
Naked
buns. I'm
modeling
not bringing
picture.
AR-15. Yikes. Naked Molly pictures, yeah. I've done that before. Hey, Carlos, nice to meet you. Look at my naked body. Isn't this exquisite?
Oh man. However, and he bought this gun legally. Apparently, he had no prior criminal records or mental health flag that would have prevented him from buying a firearm. He did pass the required background check and stuff. Um, and he later admitted that he bought the AR-15 with his ex-girlfriend Anna Bowie in mind, saying in his own words that he had been thinking about killing for a while. However, despite these disturbing allegations and intentions, there's no legal mechanism to stop the sale because he hadn't yet been flagged to law enforcement or mental health services. So essentially, he walked into a store, he legally purchased a rifle, and within days, used it in the mass shooting that killed Anna Bowie, Jake Long, and Jordan Ebner, and wounded Will Kramer. I mean, it's crazy. A fucking 19-year-old should not be able to buy an AR-15, dude,
I can
unless
I can
Unless he had like military service. He fucking fought in Iraq or some shit. Okay, fine. He came
yeah.
back at 18. You're shooting those guns. At 19, you can fucking buy one. If you have military service behind you. But what the fuck, dude?
I can totally see like a gun store owner being like, "What's the purpose of this gun?" and this kid being like, "I'm gonna murder my ex," and then the gun store owner being like, "Sounds great.
Yeah.
Is that an Amex I see? All
That's
right,
right.
sign here,
Oh,
fella.
murder your ex?
You go have
You can
fun with
stop at
that."
my ex's house if you want. I'll give you
Yeah.
her address, buddy. That's hilarious. And yeah, absolutely. I can totally see that happening. They probably
Oy
actually
vey.
have that as a legal little box you check. Where you purchase a gun, hunting, for trophies, for it's a classic. Killing your ex, and you just check D, and then it's like, oh, there you go. Here's your legal gun, buddy. But I'm sorry, again, if you can't buy booze legally because because the government says that you're not mentally developed enough to do so, then how the fuck are you mentally developed enough to buy one of the most dangerous goddamn guns you can have?
Yeah.
It makes no
You
sense.
you can't rent a car until you're 25.
You can't even rent a car because it's a deadly
Mhm.
instrument.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
but you can buy an AR-15. Make it make sense.
Mhm.
Make it make sense. But anyways, we are down to the final foe. What you got, Mr. Miller? Hit us.
All right. Orinda, California, 2019. So this was called the Orinda Airbnb Halloween Massacre. Don't you think they spell massacre kind of funny? But that's how it's spelled, right? Because I want to
Yeah,
say
I put the
massacre.
ass in massacre the other day
I,
when I had to
I
take the
put
shit.
the ass in massacre, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bad bitch from the Upper East Side, ho. So,
Pew, pew, pew.
meow, meow, meow. Um, okay, so what was supposed to be a glamorous social media worthy Halloween mansion party turned into a straight a scene straight out of a horror film. So with over 100 guests packed into a 4-bedroom Airbnb rental, ignoring the host's strict no party rules. Costumes, decorations, and blaring music created the illusion of a typical rager, but tensions were brewing beneath the surface. So at around 10:50 p.m., gunfire erupted. Panic swept through the crowd as guests scrambled for exits. Some jumped from the house's steep hillside to escape the chaos. Amid the smoke and screaming, 5 young people were killed. Uh, Tian Farley, Omar Taylor, um, I guess he was a DJ. Raymond Hill Jr., Javin
Ramon.
County. Oh,
But his
Ramon.
last name's Hill, so he might be Raymond. You're right. You're right.
Um, Javin or Haveen County.
Yeah, I don't know that
Javin.
one.
And a 19-year-old named Oceana Tompkins. These are all 20-something-year-olds and then the 19-year-old. So several others were injured. Authorities recovered multiple firearms and shell casings, but no suspects were immediately identified. In the aftermath, the party's devastation led Airbnb to overhaul its policies. Party houses were banned. High risk high risk rentals placed under tighter scrutiny, and a rapid response team was established for emergencies. The Orinda tragedy became a grim example of how a night of fun can spiral into unthinkable carnage. I'd be
Oof.
so mad if I had a house and I rented it out on Airbnb and found out that 100 people there had a rager and shot up some people. I'd be mortified.
Yeah, imagine like you have a guest coming the next day and you have to fucking there's like a dead body and like I don't want to laugh at this because this is awful and fuck the people who did this. But it is a ridiculous, definitely kind of a funny premise to be that Airbnb owner the next day. You walk in and then you see all that shit. What the fuck did they do? There's outlines on the carpet and shit. Like, God damn it. There's a police
I
investigation going on.
I have a friend whose parents found a body under the bed of an Ocean City rental,
Oh my God,
like
that's
an apartment
wild.
rental.
Oh, and that probably smelled so bad, dude.
That's how they're like, "What is that smell?" And they looked in the bed and they're like, "You've got to be kidding me. I don't wanna stay here. I want my money back. This is
Oh
scary."
my God. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And I don't understand. how people can just do that. Just walk into a party and start shooting. Like, what the fuck? What?
They, they were like, "There's no Amstel Light.
Yeah.
Fuck these
God
bitches." Pew
damn
pew pew.
it! Yeah, no, it's wild. This is the crazy story. And I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm never gonna go to a party again. Fuck that.
Yeah, have you ever gotten Smirnoff iced?
Yes.
Do you think maybe someone got Smirnoff iced and they're like, "Oh, you think that's funny? Maybe this is funny."
This is
Boom,
the
boom, boom, boom,
third
boom.
time today. Fuck. It's
Yeah.
poo.
People have been shot for lesser things. People are crazy this day and age.
That's true. Maybe it was a warm ice. And that was where you
Oh
draw the line.
no, that's pretty gross.
That's you gotta be a monster to give someone a warm ice.
I can't think of anything more disgusting than a warm Smirnoff Ice, except for maybe a warm, wet pussy. Blech.
Ew. Now you're describing it like that. Just made
A
me gay.
warm, moist veggie
Ew, stop it.
was enough to make me gay.
Stop
I was
it.
like, never again.
Now I'm turning. It's like a werewolf. Ugh. How? Hi.
Yeah. Like, oh, what's happening to me? Ah, Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. What's coming out of my mouth?
The nails, instead of growing, they get perfectly manicured. Get away! Oh god. Anyways, we're going back south to Florida because I have to be back on the list. And this is a crazy house party situation. That was the Tyler Hadley murder in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And this was on July 16th, 2011. 17-year-old Tyler Hadley brutally murdered his parents, Blake and Mary Jo, with a claw hammer after they denied him permission to host a party. However, this is where it gets even crazier. Following the killings, he concealed their bodies in the master bedroom, spent hours cleaning the crime scene, and locked the family dog in a closet. Tyler then posted a Facebook invitation reading, "Party at my crib, ... maybe," and welcomed approximately 60 teenagers into the house again while his dead fucking parents, unbeknownst to the guest, were just sitting there very nearby. The situation then escalated when Tyler confessed to his best friend, Michael Mendel, revealing the gruesome scene. Mendel then promptly alerted authorities, because fuck that, leading to Tyler's arrest. And then in 2014, he was convicted to 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Holy fuck. Can you imagine being at the party? Killer party, bro. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but you did it. It was a good party. See ya.
I don't like that.
That's awful, dude. Killing your parents for not letting you have a party, too. Like, what in the fucking spoiled white children crime are we doing here, bro? Like,
That's
really?
like such like a violent murder too, like with a claw hammer.
With a claw
Like
hammer, yeah.
that's a slow, agonizing death as you're getting blow after blow after blow.
You got to be real pissed off to be able to finish the job with a claw hammer because you get tired, like it's not easy. And the thing is, it's not a quiet crime either. So who knows how the fuck he was able to do this? Maybe they were asleep. Who knows? But it is not like you shoot someone. That's not as personal of a crime. Like beating someone to death with a fucking hammer. Ooh, you gotta be full of hate, like you said, to be able to do that. But over not being able to have a party, again, that's like the most like entitled white privilege reasoning to kill someone. The fuck, bro?
When I was a kiddo and I was obsessed with Oreo cookies, I would ask mom. I say, "Hey, can I have an Oreo?" And she said, "No, baby, not right now. Maybe after dinner." I say, okay. I say, hey, Dad, Mom's like, I have an Oreo. Do you want one? Do you want an Oreo? And he'd be like, no, she didn't say that. No, not until the dinner. I say, okay. I would drag my chair up against the counter and climb up and maybe grab it myself, but never would I go into like the garage and grab a hammer and say, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you you get creative. You call grandma and say, Grandma, I really want to have a party, but my mom and dad won't let me. Like, what do I do? Can you talk to them for me? You know what I mean? Like, get creative, but you don't grab a hammer. Like, the fuck's wrong with kids these days?
And then Simo's grandma would have been like, "But Chris, I'm your only friend. What are you gonna do at a party?" But
Uh,
it's a whole thing.
fair. Touche. Rest in peace, Nene. Snapple fact, my grandma could play the drums like a champ.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's fucking badass. Good for
We had a
her.
we had a drum set in the basement of her house. It was at
Wow.
my house, and my mom was like, to my grandma, she's like, "You bought the drum set for my kids. You can have them at your house, so you can listen to it."
That's fair enough. If you get someone's kids a drum set, you fucking hate the person's parents for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, this next one I remember because of the name Barbie, but Ken, this is the Ken and Barbie killers.
Yes,
Um, Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka
that's
in
right.
Canada. This is
Simo puts the homo
1990.
in Homolka.
Yeah, I tried my best.
Don't cancel us, please. Don't cancel. Don't cancel me. This one was all me.
So Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka, uh,
Homolka.
known infamously as the Ken and Barbie killers, were responsible for a string of brutal crimes in the 1990s. Their most chilling act involved 14-year-old Leslie Mahaffey, whom they abducted, sexually assaulted, and held captive in their suburban home. Ugh. Uh, the truly horrifying part? Well, I'll tell you, on Father's Day, while Leslie was trapped and ultimately murdered in the basement, this is the 14-year-old, uh,
Mhm.
Paul and Carla hosted a casual family party upstairs with relatives. Laughter and conversation continued over the table, completely masking the horror just a floor below. Guests were unaware of the abduction or the victim's fate. The killers maintained a perfect veneer of normalcy as police investigations were still far from uncovering the truth. Their reign of terror also included the Easter abduction and murder of Kristen French, further exposing the depth of their cruelty. In the end, Paul Bernardo was convicted of multiple counts of murder and sexual assault, receiving life in prison without the possibility of parole, while Carla Homolka struck a controversial plea deal. She testified against Paul in exchange for a 12-year sentence, a deal that sparked outrage given her direct involvement. Their crimes remain some of Canada's most infamous examples of evil hiding behind suburban normalcy.
Yeah, she's out now. She's
Yeah,
free. She's changed her name and shit. I think she has kids. She totally played the police there because she acted like Paul basically was forcing her to do it, that she was a battered wife and shit. Not and the police like totally fell for the story, not knowing that there's like tapes out there that showed just how into it she was. So they gave her this plea deal, and afterwards they couldn't break it. But then, as the trial is going, it turns out that this bitch was just as evil as the guy. Yet he got life, and she got 12 years, and I don't even know if she served all 12 of them. But this one escalates the last case because I'm sure the last guy, which is almost as bad as you can get, killed his parents and had the corpse there while you're having a party. But imagine having your family over while you have a 14-year-old child that you've been raping and torturing in your basement alive. She was like in like a cage or some shit. And they're like, if you
horrible.
make a sound, it's gonna be real fucking bad for you. And they're like, oh, we'll finish the party and then we'll kill her, honey. Like, that's terrible. You have to be such a piece of shit. And the thing is, like, you look at these two dudes, or not these two dudes, these two people, they had everything going for them. They were good looking. Their families had money and shit. Everybody loved them. They had a beautiful wedding. Like, there's no reason why you had to do this. You guys could have had like the perfect life. And they also killed her sister, Carla, by accident. They
Oh, really?
overdosed her. Yeah, this is like the whole like case is super interesting. There's a couple documentaries on it. So look up the Ken and Barbie killers if you want to look that up. At first, it was declared accidental, but then later it was revealed that it was actually them because they used to like roofie her or whatever and take advantage of her. And like even Carla Homolka, like apparently like went down on her sister or something at his request while she was like passed out.
Ew.
Like they were like fucking weird. So yeah, there's I think it's on the ID network, Investigation Discovery. I think there's a whole series on them. I'm pretty sure that's where I watched the documentary. But it
Mm-mm.
is fucked. Like these people were crazy. But yeah, that is number 2. Oh, that means we are down to the final one.
Final countdown.
It feels like a weird time to sing and dance to, but you know, we'll do it. And of course, number 1, the most deadly one had to go back to Florida because this
Of
was in
course.
Jupiter, Florida. Of course, they had to top the list, and this happened in 2009. So for this one to be number 1 after everything you've heard, it says something. And this is the Thanksgiving dinner massacre in Jupiter, Florida, which happened, of course, on Thanksgiving Day, 2009, as Paul Michael Merhige joined his family for what should have been a festive holiday dinner in Jupiter, Florida. The table was full of relatives, laughter, and the smells of turkey and pie filling the air.
Oh, what kind of pie?
Ooh, maybe some of that pecan pie,
I
or maybe
hope
some of that
so.
poontang pie.
Yum.
Simo,
It's like
Simo's favorite.
warm apple pie.
That's right. Well, we'll just have to tell your mother that we ate it all.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, so it was an ordinary family gathering by all accounts, but behind the smiles, Murhidge was harboring a deadly plan. So they ate their food, everything seemed normal until hours after the meal. He returned to the house armed with a bunch of guns and opened fire on his unsuspecting relatives. The
Wow.
massacre ended up claiming 4 lives. His twin sisters, Carla Murhidge and Lisa Knight, who was pregnant at the time, his aunt Raymond Joseph, and his 6-year-old cousin Michaela.
Oh.
Lisa's husband Patrick survived but suffered severe injuries and spent 3 months in a coma. And the attack, of course, shocked the community, turning a day of thanks into a scene of unimaginable horror. Murhidge fled, but was captured days later. And then in 2010, he was convicted of 4 counts of first-degree murder and
Oof.
sentenced to death. So one good thing about Florida, sometimes take these fucking assholes out of the earth. The Thanksgiving gathering, once a symbol of family warmth, became a chilling reminder that sometimes danger can hide even behind the most familiar walls.
And this
So
is why they shouldn't start podcasts or have
that's
microphones
right,
within
Aaron. This is
reach.
why people in Florida should not start podcasts. He probably went on, listened to his little podcast, and then here we go. This is what happens. This is why we don't give Ron guns when he comes on the show. You just never know. We make fun of him too much. But yeah, man, like a lot of these, we had a couple stories in here where it was people showing up to parties and opening fire and killing everyone. But these people were shooting at strangers. Imagine going in and shooting your fucking family on Thanksgiving and like your sisters, one being pregnant. You killed a fucking child too. Like, what
Yeah.
could a 6-year-old fucking kid have possibly done to you to deserve that?
He
Really?
didn't say why. He just
Nope.
flipped.
He just like, oh, thanks. Maybe the turkey was too dry. I don't know. He ate his meal. So basically, I'll be right back.
Man, I tell you, mental illness is like uh, silent but deadly.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
scary because like some people they don't like um some people are physically sick and they look sick. but
Right.
you don't have necessarily have to look sick to be sick in your head, you know.
Right.
And there's such a stigma against it, and I think that there's a lot of machismo, feelings. Like I don't need to go to therapy, but it's interesting. Like I went to Minute Clinic today because I've been coughing so much. You can go to you can find a Minute Clinic, on or urgent care on any street corner. But if you
Mhm.
want to talk to someone because emotionally you're wrecked, like where do you
Totally.
go?
And
You're
here's the
literally
thing
like
with
the
this
store.
guy, he obtained his guns legally as well,
I'm
but
sure.
he had a long history of mental health issues. So apparently, he had been struggling with several mental illnesses since his teens. Relatives described him as paranoid, depressed, and violent. And at one point, his parents even took him to a psychiatric hospital, and he had been prescribed medications for OCD and depression. He also had made disturbing threats years earlier, saying he wanted to kill everyone. And in the months leading up to Thanksgiving 2009, when he committed the murders, he purchased 4 guns: a .380 semi-automatic pistol, a 9mm pistol, a 45 caliber pistol, and a shotgun from a gun shop in Pompano Beach, Florida. But because he had no felony convictions, no involuntary psychiatric commitments, and no restraining orders, he passed a federal background check. And his mental health history, though well known to his family, never appeared in the system that would have stopped the sale. So literally, then he fucking loaded up this, went to that Thanksgiving dinner. Uh, he had dinner with his 16 relatives, and then he was like, "Oh, I'll be right back." And he went to get the guns and came back. So he was literally able to walk into a store, pass a background check, and legally buy the weapons he used to carry out the massacre, even though multiple warning signs have been flashing for years.
Horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But, who needs comprehensive gun laws, right? Like, sure, just keep fucking giving people like this asshole access to guns because, something's going to change by doing that, right? Oh, it's crazy. It's so sad, dude. It's crazy. What a fuck. And of course, this fuck had to come from Florida. Ron Prenamano, if you're hearing, you got to get control of your people, man. You guys
What's in the
are,
water there?
yeah. What the fuck, man?
What's going on?
RFK, go swim in the sewage there and figure out what's going on in Florida. I think if what you do is just give everybody guns, then you can shoot the diseases, right?
I hate him. Anywho,
You
next week
can't
we're
get
gonna
measles if you just swim in dog crap every day. That's what I do. Anywho, that was our list of the deadliest house party here in the Frat Chat world. So, let us know what you thought of this epic, catastrophic list, and let us know if you've heard of any deadly house parties as well. We can revisit this topic or any other topic you want. Shoot us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also give me a follow, or actually give us a follow on all social channels at FratChat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube. That's on Threads. That's on Facebook, Twitter/X. You can give me a follow as well. Check out my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com. You can check out my social channels at Carlos Does the World. That's on Instagram. That's on Threads. That's on TikTok. That's on YouTube. That's on Facebook. Carlos Does the World on Twitter/X. And last but not least, check out my buddy Simo over here at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok, and Seymour Comedy on Twitter. Oh, yeah. And see, I did it again. I got it again. So, Mr. Mo.
Pretty good. That's talent. I can play the nose harp.
Yeah, right.
That's the extent of it though. So anyway, I motioned to adjourn this meeting so I can go hack up a lung.
Ooh, and I second. All right, you guys, we'll be back next week for another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts in time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'll see you.
Bye.